you are looking for truck wars, you have found them. Chevy just dropped the new ZR2. We're gonna get a new Toyota Tacoma soon, but today we are here for this, the new 2024 Ford Ranger. And y'all, I am so excited to get this sneak peek. Now, this is the next generation Ford Ranger, but what I think is really exciting is what is under the hood. Now, you can get that same 2.3 liter EcoBoost inline 4-cylinder engine that you've been able to get last year, but you can also get the 2.7 liter EcoBoost V6 that you can also get in the Bronco and in the F-150. But here it's tuned for 315 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque. That is mated to Ford's excellent 10-speed automatic transmission, and you guys, I don't expect there to be any problems under the hood. So there are a few design cues taken from the Ford F-150. You'll notice we've got these C-shaped headlamps, and then it is bisected here by this super wide grille. We've got the blue oval right here in the middle. But one thing I did notice, you guys, this part of the grille, it's a fakey McFakerstein vent, but they did give me a real vent in the fender to help with brake cooling. So thank you, Ford. But before I go much further, listen, if you would like to buy yourself a new Ford Ranger, but you got to sell that old piece of junk in your front yard, you can go to edmunds.com/sellmycar. We'll give you a cash offer. Now, moving on, this vehicle right here, you can get 1,805 pounds of stuff in the bed, and you can also tow 7,500 pounds with it. Now, that is more than the current generation Tacoma, but it is less than the current Chevy Colorado. But here's some things that are cool. This will give you some tech advances that makes it just a little bit easier. You got the Pro Trailer Backup Assist that can help you keep the vehicle and the trailer moving in a straight line, as well as trailer reverse guidance. And the blind spot monitoring system in this, it can cover the length of the trailer, which I think is pretty darn cool. But I really like some of the thoughtful touches on this truck. Like, you know when you need to reach into the bed of the truck and like you're too short and you can't find anything? Well, this has got a step integrated right into the body. It's not on the bumper, so it can hold a little bit more weight. And then I've got access to everything back here. Plus, I've got over 4 feet between the wheel wells, so you can fit a flat sheet of plywood in here just fine. I mean, it'll be hanging out the back, but still, it's nice that you can get some things flatter in here. Now, I also love that the rear seat can fold down flat. That's really gonna be helpful when you've got a lot of big, bulky items that you don't want to put into the bed. Maybe they're a little bit more valuable to you. However, I wish that it were a 60-40 split, right? Because what if I want one of my friends to ride back there and a bunch of stuff? This way, you're kind of, there's not a lot of variety, you know what I mean? The Ranger will be available in XL, XLT, and Lariat trims. And in these upper trims, I mean, there's plenty of soft touch materials here. These seats are really comfortable. I like that I've got a padded armrest. And this particular vehicle also has the available 12.4-inch digital gauge cluster, as well as the 12-inch portrait-oriented screen. Now, this runs Ford's Sync 4A system that also comes with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Thank you very much, because you know what? There's actually not a lot of USB ports in here. I mean, I've got a USB A and C here. I do have available wireless charging, and that's cool. Inside here, I've only got a 12 volt, and then in the back, USB A and C, but I do have a 400 watt 3-prong outlet. So there are a lot of places to charge, but you know what? I just want more USBs. Now, new for this year is an integrated trailer brake controller. Again, that is something that is going to help make towing your trailer just a little bit easier. And there's also the Active Park Assist 2.0 that can help you get in and out of parallel and perpendicular parking spaces, you know, if you didn't learn how to park in driver's ed. Now, while this interior is really comfortable, you guys, it is far from luxury. I mean, if you want your massaging seats and all of that stuff, step up to an F-150 King Ranch or something. Or you know what, better yet, go get yourself a GMC Denali, okay? But this one is just going to be pure utility and service. You guys know I'm excited for the 2024 Ford Ranger Raptor. Now, this thing has already been proven in last year's Baja 1000 where it won its class. Was it a class of 1? I mean, yeah, but listen, you do not get through Baja without having a really good truck. And this thing not only finished the race, it also drove itself home. So under the hood here is a 3-liter EcoBoost V6, and that's pushing out 405 horsepower and 430 pound-feet of monster dune-crushing torque. Now, for those of you keeping track, that is the same torque as the Chevy ZR2, but a lot more horsepower, and don't even get me started on the Tacoma TRD Pro. That is not a go-fast truck like this one is. Now, this engine is mated to Ford's excellent 10-speed automatic transmission. I haven't had a chance to drive this power plant together, but I do not expect any problems. Now the Ranger Raptor gets its own unique grille, and in case you forget, it's a Ford that you are driving. Now moving below, I've got an approach angle here of 33 degrees, but I've only got about 10.7 inches of ground clearance. Frankly, I think this thing needs just a little bit of a lift. But the good news is that you have a front and a rear locker. So moving around here to the side, I've actually got a 3.5 inch wider track. That's gonna give you a lot more stability. I've got all kinds of suspension points that have been reinforced, so you've got a more strong mounting points up here. But the most important thing, good set of 33-inch BFG KO3 tires. That's right, not KO2s, improved KO3s. But really where the magic happens is with the Fox 2.5 live valve shocks. These things are gonna give you 10 inches of travel in the front. It's going to be able to handle all of the things that you can throw at it as a driver, and probably even more. Now, one thing that I really don't like is this running board here, and I gotta tell you, that would be the first thing that would go on this truck if I were to buy it. But back here, we also have some suspension magic with the Watts linked suspension in the back, along with the coil spring. Now, those two things working together, Ford says that it's going to give you better cornering ability, and you know I cannot wait to try it out. And as a bonus, you get just over 11 inches of rear wheel travel. So departure angle is about 26.4 degrees, but listen, there are some trade-offs that you have to make with the Ranger Raptor. Number one is the weight. This thing weighs 5,300 pounds. That's about 1,000 pounds more than a regular Ranger. Also, you're gonna lose utility because of those springs. You're gonna be able to tow just about 5,500 pounds, and payload is down to 1,400 pounds or so. Now, when it comes to the interior, I mean, it's not much different than the regular Ranger, although you do get these really cool orange accents. The seats are way more supportive, and you do get paddle shifters. Of course, there is a Baja mode, because why wouldn't you have a Baja mode in a Ranger Raptor? But there is also a couple of different exhaust notes, including a Baja exhaust note, and you can download that to your phone as a ringtone, which I think that's amazing. Of course, the big question is, how much does all of this cost? Well, that standard Ranger that we were looking at earlier, that's gonna start at right around $35,000, including destination. But this one, you're looking at 58 grand, including destination. And you know what? I'm not even mad. I am so excited to drive this vehicle, and I'm really excited for the new Ranger. For folks who don't necessarily need all this off-road goodies, the standard Ranger is gonna give you plenty of pickup truck. But this Raptor is gonna be where it's at.